Blessed evening, sir. My name is Gretchen Cordova, and today I will discuss important parts of Customs Memorandum Order Number 03-2022 or CMO 03-2022. So, akong mga topics is the Section 2, Administrative Provisions, Section 10, 11, and 12, their specific documents and their purposes, Section 18, suspension and closure of CBWs, and lastly, the penalties, violations, and compliance. Then for Section 2, administrative provisions, so under this section, the Bureau of Customs has full control and supervision over all customs banded warehouses or the CBWs and the Customs Facilities and Warehouses, CFWs. This means nga ang BOC ang authorized agency nga naga-approve, naga-supervise, o naga-control sa tanan nga banded warehouses. They make sure nga ang tanan nga imported goods under bond kay ma-monitor o ma-protect ang government revenue. Ang district collector sa Matag Port ang responsible sa pag-license o pag-approve sa CBWs, pag-inspect o pag-monitor sa warehouse o pag-implement sa mga customs regulations. And in short, the Bureau of Customs acts as the main authority to manage and control CBW operators. For the Section 10, release of goods from customs facilities and warehouses, the main document used here is the goods declaration, either ED-SAD, WSAD, or TSAD. This is filed electronically before any imported goods are released from the warehouse. So for the Section 10, subsection A, pre-WSAD, WSAD, or the warehousing single administrative documents, WSAD is used on products brought into a customs warehousing regime. It provides suspension of duties and import taxes while the products are in transit in a bonded warehouse until free circulation is released. For the subsection B, Bill of Lading, the purpose of the Bill of Lading is to provide a single legally recognized document that is seamlessly manage the physical movement. For the subsection C, invoice or the commercial invoice is the principal document confirming the sale transaction between the exporter and the importer. Subsection D, packaging list. The packaging details list provides the exact breakdown of how the goods are packed, weight, quantities, dimensions, and package description. For the subsection E, import permits, if applicable lang, imports permit are government permits guaranteeing the imported items comply with the regulation, example the health, safety, and the environment. And for the subsection F, in case of re-entry, TSAD transfer note or boat note and mission order for the less container load. And for the TSAD transit single administrative document for transit of goods through a customs territory. It allows movement between places without duty payment until delivery. For the transfer note or the boat note, these documents are used for transfer of goods, example, between vessel or location under customs authority. Mission order for LCL in less container load where there is a collection of more than one shipper's product together, a mission order can direct or command the movement of handling of shared cargo that is dependent upon specific instruction. For the purpose of this is to officially declare the imported goods to customs before release. Kung walay goods declaration, dili siya ma-release or dili ma-release ang goods. So in short, no goods declaration, no release. Section 11, period of storage. So under this section, it talks about how long goods can stay inside the CBWs. General goods can stay up to 1 year, and the perishable goods can stay 3 months, extendable for another 3 months with valid reason and written request. Subsection A, WSAD number. This is likely the warehouse stock accountability document number. It serves as a reference ID to track a specific movement or transaction of goods between entities. Subsection B, name of accredited member, seller, and address. The purpose of this is to identify the seller in the transaction who is an accredited member of a regulatory body or zone. Subsection C, name of accredited member, buyer, and address. The purpose of this is to identify the buyer, who must also be an accredited member. Subsection D, quantity and description of a semi-finished goods. The purpose of this is the details of the goods being transferred or being sold. Subsection E, quantity and description of raw materials used based on the FOM or the formula of manufacture. The purpose of this shows how much raw materials was used in producing the goods based on the approved production formula. Subsection F, code of semi-finished, finished goods based on the FOM. The purpose of this, a unique identifier to track and classify products as per the formula manufacturing plan. And for the subsection G, materials category in case of garments. The purpose of this is to classify raw materials into categories. For example, the fabrics, thread, or the buttons. And subsection H, value of goods sold in US dollars. So the purpose of this is to declare the value of the finished goods being sold. So subsection I, invoice number covering the sale. The purpose of this is the reference to the official invoice. And for the subsection J, value of raw materials. Purpose of this states the worth of raw materials used in the production. Subsection K, producing costs. The purpose of this is to know the cost incurred in converting raw materials to finished goods. Example, the labor, energy, and the machine used. 12. Exemption from duty of goods in CBWs. Goods stored in a CBW are exempted from duties and taxes inside the warehouse within the allowed storage period. Pero kung withdraw for local sale or exportation, kinahanglan nga sundon ang liquidation process. For the Certificate of Inspection or the CI, the purpose of this is to issue after customs examine goods certified readiness to export. Export declaration, single administrative document or the EDSAD. The purpose of this is to main export document lodged in E2M system for clearance. Invoice, the purpose of this is to show the value and description of goods being exported. The packaging list, the purpose of this is to details quantity, weight, and packaging of goods. For the export commodity clearance license permit, if applicable, the purpose of this is to required for regulated export to ensure compliance with agency. Certificate of Inspection and Loading or the CIL, the purpose of this is to prove that goods were actually loaded for export, needed to liquidate for the WSAD. And for the transshipment SAD or the TSAD, if port or loading is in a different district, the purpose of this for banded transfer from banded warehouse port to the export port. And for the transfer note or the boat note for LCL cargoes, the purpose of this is to use it for loose cargo shipment under customs guard and to ensure control. Section 18, suspension and closure of customs banded warehouses. Section 18 explains when and why a CBW can be suspended or closed. So, reason for suspension or closure, voluntary discontinuance, request from the operator. Second is the false or misleading information sa application or renewal. Third is failure to renew the authority to operate or the ATO. Fourth is the inactivity for 1 year. No import or no export activities. Fifth is the unauthorized relocation or structure changes. Sixth is illegal withdrawal of diversion of goods. And lastly, violation of customs rules and regulation. Kung ma-close ang CBW, a closure order or Annex N is issued by the district collector. Second, the warehouse is sealed in place under customs guard. And lastly, the operator must surrender all records and all records and books for inspection and liquidation. And for the penalties and violation and compliance under KAO 1-2022, which supports CMO 03-2022, there are several penalties for violation. First one is diversion or unauthorized withdrawal of goods. First offense is pay duties and taxes plus 50% surcharge. Second offense, same penalty plus 6 months suspension. Third offense is the closure of CBW. And the second is the unauthorized relocation or structural change. First offense is the 6 months suspension. Second is the closure of CBW, second offense. Third is the late filing of renewal of authority to operate or the ATO. First is the 61 to 90 days before expiration, 150,000 penalty. Second is the 31 to 60 days is 200,000 penalty. Third is the 1 to 30 days, 250,000 penalty plus suspension of privilege. Fourth is the late exportation or late liquidation. 1 to 30 days after deadline, 10,000. 31 to 45 days, 20,000. Beyond 45 days, goods are deemed abandoned. So, to conclude my understanding, Section 1 talks about the authority and supervision of the Bureau of Customs. Section 10, 11, and 12 shows or give that the specific documents used for release, storage, and exemption of goods. Section 18 discuss suspension and closure of CBWs. And lastly, penalties and compliance rules remind all operator to strictly follow customs law.